So Meghan sat down with Jamie Kern-Lima for 90 minutes for her first interview podcast, and it went exactly as you expect. But the most important part was this minute in which she talks about Harry, and it's not looking good for them. We're gonna analyze her body language, but first, remember to download my free 100 body language tips in the description of this video and in the pinned comment as well. So we have this 1-minute clip. No, I am not going to analyze 90 minutes of podcast. I'm going to talk about this interview at large on my Royal Rogue channel. That's one thing. But if this is 90 minutes and I take like 4 minutes to analyze 1 minute of video, you're not going to listen to 6 hours of analysis of Meghan Markle, right? Right? But this minute is worth your time because it's packed with body language signals, and you will be the judge at the end of what is the current status of Meghan and Harry's relationship. So let's get started with this. This is what she answers when she's first asked about how are things going with Harry.
That man loves me so much, and look what we built. We've built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children, and and I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, before we talk about Super Mario, we have to talk about the context of what's going on here. Apparently, she is super friends with Jamie Kern-Lima. I don't know. This is absolutely new to me because, I don't know who the lady is. I already know by now after doing some research. And 2, I had never heard of them together at any point in 4 years that I've been analyzing Meghan. So excuse me for this, but I was completely ignorant of their friendship. And it seems that they have a very good friendship because, this is important, they repeated that many, many times throughout the 90-minute interview. And I say many times, like more than 10 or 15 times. Oh, we are so close friends. We are so good friends. They say that a lot. So in the context, she is in a, of course, non-hostile interview in which she has asked questions such as, "Are you okay?" And I, for one, I'm grateful that somebody at last asks Meghan if she's okay. Somebody had to ask her that. And why did she accept to be in this interview? I am not making this up. I wish I was making this up, but that's the kind of questions that she was asked. So you know, softball questions. No, it's even softer than that. But this first reaction, we're gonna see it frame by frame. It started this when she answers about Harry. First thing that she does is looking to her left. She is remembering. You remember that when we look in this direction, it's kind of searching for our memories, and we're looking at the opposite side. It's more like the creative things. Maybe we are looking for the words to express ourselves, but that's what's going on. So she's remembering something. Maybe she's remembering age, Harry, all right? And, I noticed that she does a very subtle, I didn't add the mark in here. There's a very subtle single shoulder shrug. I'm sorry about the flash. You're gonna have a seizure with these flashes. But she's doing a single shoulder shrug, which is happening quite a few times in this 1-minute clip. And at the same time, maybe if I zoom in, I don't bother you. All right, she does this expression with her face. Age? I'm going to ask you, what do you see, what do you feel when you see Meghan doing this expression? I always say one of the best tips that I tell people in my courses is that you should mimic people's facial expressions. When you mimic them, you mimic what Meghan is doing here. Maybe you have a feeling, you can mimic the emotion. What do you feel when you mimic Meghan? I see her like a kind of, I don't know, I see disappointment. What do you see? because that's my observation in here. So, okay, first impression is that all right. I it's it's like it's a bit disappointing. By the way, you might have many questions about Meghan, as in, well, I'm going to answer those on the Royal Road channel. We are going to talk about body language exclusively in here. That man loves me so much, okay? I'm going to do this in frame by frame. She shakes her head. She's shaking her head. Well, remember that sometimes you shake your head to emphasize something very much. This is awesome. This is delicious. Maybe that's what she's doing. I'm going to give her a pass, but that man loves me so much. That could be a thing. That is especially in Western countries. In the United States, it's very popular, that gesture that you shake your head to emphasize something. I'm going to give Meghan one pass. Only once in this part. But let's continue. But that first expression, no, that doesn't deserve a pass. That first expression is concerning. As saying, oh no, this guy, no, this guy is not it. This guy is not it. Let's continue.
So much, and look what we've built. We've built a beautiful life, and we have two healthy, beautiful children.
She says that she built. Look at her face. Let's hide the captions. She's talking that. She's saying that she built a beautiful life and she's got two healthy, beautiful children. You see her face. You see in her face that she is proud. That she is a proud mama. That she is content with her life. I mean, if you do, that's great. But I think that it lacks, pride, because you should be proud of your family. You should be proud of your husband, proud of your kids, proud of what you have built. And well, I don't see pride here. I can imagine this sausage squad already saying, but she doesn't feel pride because she's humble. Maybe she's humble about what she has that not many people have. Well, I don't know. We built a beautiful life.
We have two healthy, beautiful children, and and I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers.
I always think about that like the end of Super Mario Brothers. This is gonna be good. I am a big Mario fan, and one thing that I noticed that there was this fluttering of her eyelids, very quick blinking. How many blinks, Meghan? How many blinks? Let's count them. Let's count them like this is like, I don't know, Dora the Explorer. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 or 5 blinks in just a split second. I would say that less than 1 second. I'm gonna say that if she was thinking, and she's saying, I always think about. What do you think about
it,
Meghan?
Like the end of Super Mario.
All right, she does another single shoulder shrug. Remember that we do single shoulder shrugs when we are not that quite confident of what we are saying. And well, she also does that staple kind of genuine, non-genuine smile. How do you know it's not a genuine smile? Because you don't see that the cheeks, you see that the cheeks are not pressed in the eyes. Your cheeks should be pressed in the eyes. And she does this childish gesture, to look cute, in which she bites her tongue a bit. But the problem is that the fake smile and the single shoulder shrug neutralize any kind of I'm like a girl. I'm gonna talk about video games. I'm gonna talk about how cool I am talking about video games.
Like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level, and what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragons.
No, slay the dragon. Mario doesn't slay the dragon. This tells me that you have never played Mario, Meghan, or the last time you played Mario was, I don't know, when Married with Children was still a thing. But we're not talking about video games, right? Let's give her a pass. Slay the dragon. She doesn't even mention Bowser.
The princess.
To save the princess. There's slay the dragon. Oh, I know what way she is going to say. When she said slay the dragon, remember that Harry is a dragon slayer with all his legal troubles in the UK. He's slaying dragons. He's slaying the mainstream media dragons. And, well, it hasn't gone the way Harry expected or Meghan expected either. But, well, that's what she wanted to say. But no, Mario doesn't slay
Save the
dragons.
dragon, save the princess.
And let me see. Is there a genuine smile? No, the same. She tries to smile with her mouth. All right. There's a smile in there. But the eyes, you can see it for yourself. Is there a contraction? No, there's no contraction. There's no... It lacks the emotion. It lacks it. Like, why are we talking about Harry? We should be talking about myself, about me.
I'm like, that's my husband.
Are you in love now more than ever? More than you've ever been?
Yeah, I mean...
All right, are you in love more now, more than you've ever been? And what is Meghan's reaction? Let's see it in slow motion. And the reaction was instant, in which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5 blinks, and a bit of contraction of her glabella right there. It's like, oh yeah, of course, but I don't know. I see some kind of doubts in this. Yeah, of course, yeah. You love him more than ever. You think that is a nice question. That was a nice question.
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine at the beginning, everyone is like, butterfly.
It was a single shoulder shrug. I know that you spotted it because that's why I added a marker so you couldn't miss it. But that face, do you love Harry now more than ever? It's important to talk about that face. What does Meghan do?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, and she is it's like, oh yeah, it's like, again, if you want to do the exercise, make sure that you mimic whatever Meghan is doing. Try to not get facial paralysis if you're trying to do this, the face that she's doing. Okay, warning. If you have to warm up your face. It's something that Jim Carrey did. But he was practicing all those expressions. That try to take it easy. But again, I found that expression a bit, let's say, a bit suspicious. There's not a name for the expression, but the reaction was a bit odd, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine at the beginning, everyone is like butterflies and that.
Okay, it was 2 single shoulder shrugs in there, even if she's saying something that makes sense. Okay, in the beginning, everyone is butterflies. But all right, now and then.
Then we immediately went into the trenches.
We went into the trenches. She does this military metaphor. I guess that will land very well with the veterans. We went into the trenches, like, you know, all the bullying and harassment online. And I've told Meghan so many times, Meghan, all you have to do is to close the laptop. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, Meghan? Please, you just have to close the laptop. And then we immediately went into the trenches. This woman is saying the trenches. Whatever happened to her with the media? This yeah, it's a bit disgusting.
Immediately.
And she makes sure to raise her eyebrows a bit. You know that is a goodwill gesture, a connection gesture. It's not only surprise. In this case, it's not surprise. She's using that to connect with the interviewer. Immediately, we went into the trenches. Like, you know, that we went through. It was just like in this battlefield, in this fight. You know, that's why she's using these words. Slaying dragons, going to the trenches. We have been through all this. Please, it's something that you can just close the laptop and that's it, and you're free to go, and you have your free meal. So easy.
Immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, like 6 months into dating.
Again, she does that. She raises her eyebrows. Something that when you're speaking, we usually do that unconsciously. We raise our eyebrows to connect with the person that we are talking to, usually to connect in and find some empathy in the other person. It's like, okay, you know what we were going through. I don't think that Meghan was acting. I think that she was actually, you know what we were going through, and that's why she raises her eyebrows to connect.
So now 7 years later, when you have a little bit of breathing space,
There's a very, very, very small furrow in the ear. So I missed it first time. Let me see, I say it the second time. Right there. Right there. She, okay, furrows a bit. Just a bit. Didn't out the mark. Gonna just take it into account.
a little bit of breathing space.
When you have a little bit of breathing space, I mean, right now, like 7 years in, I think it has been, does she mean that has been 7 years of constant battle upon them, that they have been battling, slaying dragons for 7 years? No, that's, of course not. That wouldn't make sense. Nobody really cares about what they do.
You can just enjoy each other in a new way, and that's why I feel like
This is what I call the naive Meghan. I've seen this face so many times when she raises her eyebrows just a bit, she lowers her head, she wants to empathize, she wants to connect in a kind of a little victim, or maybe so soft expression in which, what's she saying? She can just enjoy each other. Yeah, she uses that a lot. She uses that a lot on her show. She has done that a lot of in interviews. Yeah, that's the way that she tries to connect and say, oh, I am so sweet. I am so sweet. We are so sweet. H is so sweet. We have this idyllic story together. Yeah, you know, we have cataloged the entire story from beginning to end. So yeah, we know how the story goes.
a new way, and that's why I feel like it's more of a
Another single shoulder shrug. Meghan is not sure of what she's saying. I mean,
honeymoon period for us now.
I need slow motion for this. And that's why I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period. Okay, they had these butterflies like 7 years ago. Then they were in the trenches slaying dragons. And now, it is now, there is more of a honeymoon period. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you with her body language? Let's zoom in, and well, her expression. Yeah, all right, she does that. She does that sometimes. That kind of a smile. This is at least, yeah, it's cringe, but at least I'm gonna give Meghan this one. I'm gonna acknowledge that this is something resembling, let's say, a 70% genuine smile. You see that her cheeks are actually going up. You see that her eyes are being pressed by her cheeks. That is kind of a genuine expression, but I wouldn't say. I could say that maybe she has gotten some work done, and maybe we got maybe it's that Botox is very common. Maybe she's got some Botox. That's why it looks a bit odd. I cannot affirm or deny it. Have no way of knowing. There are ways of knowing, but in this case, I'm just gonna give her a pass and say that I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now. And she nods. And she nods. Of course, that is another way of trying to. Oh, yeah, you want to nod. And the Jamie, what does Jamie do? Jamie's her name, right? I always forget her name. Yeah, she by the way, she does that a lot of time during the interview. Maybe that's the way that she answers when somebody's BSing her.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, at the end, Meghan does a very long blink. I'm gonna play it again a couple times.
For us now. Yeah. For us now. Yeah. For us now. Yeah. Yeah,
that is a long blink. That's when either you don't want to be there, or you didn't like the question, or you don't want to be talking about the topic. I noticed that Meghan did a lot of long blinks during the whole interview. And this was one of those. There was no reason why, oh, she might be delighted. Yeah, but that yeah at the end, that reassuring was not that much reassuring. That lacked something. That lacked that extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is the moment of truth. This is the actual question that we are here for. This is worth the ticket price. The question:
Do you think you'll be married forever?
do you think you'll be married forever? And this one, you're gonna be looking at this clip a lot of times in slow motion. In all ways, this is Meghan's answer.
Yes.
All right. Yes. But what? Yeah. How does Meghan answer? The 70% genuine smile has gone away. First, the mouth is struggling with whatever a smile is in there. And the eyes, well, I would say that I would say that she was trying to present herself in a confident way. Oh yeah, we're doing great. But then she says she looks to her right. What do we say about looking to your right? You know that to our left is memory. To our right is more of a creative finding the words. But what words are she trying to find here? Yes, that's not a word that you have to look for. You don't have to elaborate. You don't have to think about how are you going to say yes. And she says yes, looking to her right in a rather deceiving way. Yes, and then does a single shoulder shrug once again. How many single shoulder shrugs? Like 5 or 6 times we have seen in the span of 1 minute. This is 60 seconds. This is 60 seconds of a 90-minute podcast.
Yes.
That just at the end, that's what I told you, that there is trouble in paradise, if this can be called paradise. But again, I would love to know, what do you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my free 100 body language tips in the description of this video. And, well, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss. Remember to watch my video about this interview on the Royal Road. Much love and bliss.